Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Danders, the hardest working man in comics.
Brian Seymour, king of Comic Town in Columbus, Ohio.
Woohoo! We had to sneak this one in, and I thank you guys so very much for finagling for my benefit. I had a touch of the COVID. I'm feeling much better, but wanted to make sure we did this safely. So thank you guys very much for being so flexible.
Yeah, our pleasure. Yeah, Jeremy's had some time with that electrical situation, dude.
Right?
You've had the COVID. God, I really hope I win the Powerball.
I mean, it's only right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, balances things out.
Exactly. So as we are getting ready to end this year, this has been a crazy year.
Yeah.
Which is honestly the statement of the last 2 years, but still this one, the day that we're recording this, what sad news that Betty White.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because it was like the last day, last few hours.
Right.
2021 is playing to the whistle.
And they are, they're all in. No quarter breaks for them. I thought we were going to coast out, but no.
Her career was crazy. Like not just the television and movie credits, like her activism for the LGBTQ plus community. Yep. She volunteered for World War II duty. Exactly.
An actual legend. Having got a great one, and much love to Miss White and her entire family. As we got some good books, I'm not gonna lie, like I was surprised end of the year week how many books were actually on the shelf today.
A lot.
Like, I was like, okay,
it was almost a normal size week, just a little bit smaller, title count wise, but not that much. And
not by much at all.
There were like the big two. They definitely had books out. Right. But it was the other publishers, your AfterShocks, your Source Points, all getting their stuff in. So
actually, I have to admit, half of my reading is Source Point. So
it was difficult not to do that for the show.
Right. So speaking of, let's just jump right into it.
Yep.
So on my honorable mention list, I'm going to kick off with a Source Point book, which I'm sure you got, Blood on Sunset.
Oh, so good.
This one was a tough one to put on the honorable mentions. I'm not going to lie.
It was so good.
It really was. Dark, gritty, noir, spooky sort of horror stuff. Takes place in that era of LA culture that we're finding out apparently was really weird.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because I was reading it and I couldn't figure out, there's a violent crime that takes place at the beginning of the story. And I was like, okay, maybe that's the connection to it. And it's going to be your film noir, your femme fatale, your 1930s, 40s Hollywood kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it kind of was, because then there's a word that's used to describe somebody. And I was like, that's an odd choice. What could that mean? And then,
you see.
So good.
Yes. Mark Dana and Arjuna Susini are the minds behind this in terms of written and art by. And it works really well. Really well. I enjoy this a lot.
The art style totally fits the vibe of the book.
100%.
It's gritty. It's sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely perfect for it.
Yeah. Totally agree. So highly recommend Blood on Sunset. The cover is great, and the art just matches inside. So, highly recommend this one.
Yes. Alrighty. I will go with Chicken Devil number 3. Now, I know this book was last week.
Yeah.
We got shorted. Diamond didn't get us her stuff. It happens. I'm not angry because they got us everything else. So, a minor annoyance for me just because I love this book so much. So, it's AfterShock, Brian Boccialetto, Hayden Sherman. Hayden, I love the art that you're on the wall at the shop. It's amazing stuff. And this is another kind of crime noir story. It's this dude who owns a hot chicken restaurant, and his partner decides he's going to double cross the Russian mob over heroin. No,
as one does, right?
Right. I mean, that's what it does. When presented with the opportunity, you always say, "Hey, Gregor, you know where that heroin is? I can borrow." Yeah. No, you don't do it. You don't do it. And I
got this new flavor of chicken sauce.
I used to play hockey a lot, and I was really solid goaltender, and I would sub in for teams of gentlemen from Russia who happen to run, how shall we say, performance art studios for young ladies who most of them seem to be in nursing school, is what they would tell me. So, they're scary dudes. I would never
borrow and then
double cross some heroin. No, and everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. This main character has successfully failed up the entire time. His family gets killed. His business partner, who double crossed him and the mob, gets killed. But he's on this like Charles Bronstein path of vengeance. And he has this moment, kind of like in Mark Miller's Old Man Logan, where Wolverine popped the claws, and he has that moment of this. And, God, it's so good, and the plot twist that Brian sneaks in at the end. Pick it up. Pick this book up.
I was emotionally damaged to not get that book myself. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It's good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right. So another on my honorable mentions list, Teen Titans Academy, number 10. I grabbed this one strictly for the cover. I am a Captain Marvel Shazam nut. And so seeing him square off against Red X, I was like, what is this? What is happening? Shout out to Tim Sheridan. He's the writer of this one. Mike Norton is the artist. So I was already going in I can rock with these guys. I'm sorry. We got Mike Norton, Tom Derenick. So it's a mix of different people actually working on this one. So Alex Sinclair, Jeremiah Skipper, there's a whole bunch of folks. But the idea is that there is this build up to a very dark crossover. Okay, we have a character who's in the background here that is basically a representation of something you don't normally see talked about too much in DC Comics, despite the fact that the Vertigo series kind of tiptoes into that arena. The idea of Antichrist, Armageddon, apparently it's here. And so to take place amongst, the Teen Titans Academy folks, apparently the Antichrist was a former, or technically is, enrolled at the Teen Titans Academy. That could be a little problematic.
Put that in the marketing material.
You got Blue Devils, you got Etrigans. Why not the Antichrist? It's a whole thing.
You can minor in Antichrist.
Dick Grayson not having any powers and being able to be like the dean of the Antichrist. Like, no, Antichrist, you, sir, did not make honor roll. You failed. And you're like, wow, man, I thought my dad was a dick. You, Dick Grayson, are in fact. But it was a lot, but really cool. It was really well put together. I've enjoyed a lot of Tim's stuff. If you guys have seen any of his work on Master Universe Revelations, he worked on some of that with Kevin Smith and company. So Tim has done some wonderful writing as of late, and I've definitely enjoyed it. And this one was a fun one, just to kind of jump in, kind of see where things are, and really just kind of enjoy it. That was a good read. So yes.
Excellent. All right. We're going to go Night Janek, new one from Behemoth Comics. All hail Behemoth. The subtitle for this one, Instruction for Making Proper Offering to Forgotten Gods.
I see that being very tricky, but okay.
It is. The title is like really, really dark, right? But the art and the story it's just so fun. All right, it's got this like right out of the gates, you get this kind of adult Adventure Time kind of vibe. The artwork is not cartoony. It's got a vibe kind of like almost bonish, because it gives you this like real fairy tale sort of world. And this dude, Night Janek, K-A-N-I-G-H-T, is just constantly on a quest to do good deeds, to stop people from robbing people in the market, to free maidens in distress. And that's one story. And we're following this dude, and he's a complete Dudley Do-Right. And the second part of the story is there's this evil prince who has uncovered some kind of like war machine type, like war golem or something. And the way to power it most efficiently is with blood sacrifices to it. But it's all of these things but like a Shrek type of humor.
Oh my God.
It's hysterical all the way through. When they bring in experts on how to power this thing up. I've never seen a paper cut so lethal. It is so much fun.
Okay.
Not for kids, although it looks like if you just do a quick flip through, you're like, oh yeah, it looks like no, it's not. It's Behemoth.
Don't do it. Yeah,
but it's so freaking good.
It's a trap.
I highly recommend it. Hit your local shop up for it. There are several open order covers, but there's also, I think, a 1 for 10 variant. Nice. So yeah, check it out.
Awesome. Last on my honorable mentions list, Rise of Dracula. Yeah. Where did this land for you?
It was going to be on my acrylic.
Was it? Yeah. I mean, I can hold it. I can hold it.
Well, it's one I can see. Were you current with Cult of Dracula?
So I didn't finish Cult of Dracula.
Okay.
But this. Okay, so it's the other 3 books that were really that good that really kind of pushed this one down the most for me. Okay. So yeah, that's where I landed. What's your other honorable mention?
My other honorable mention was going to be Unborn #4.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Yeah. So from Source Point also, Frank Gogol doing the writing, and then we had Ev Cantonata doing the art, Sean Reinhardt lettering. This one is really, really cool. It's got this heavy sci-fi vibe to it, where these like space marines, like Rom Space Knight type people they're on a mission to acquire an energy source to try to save Earth. Like it's just energy is being where we're headed right now, where there's not going to be enough energy for everybody's needs. And in the process of finding it, they run into a species of xenomorph, dragon, and like giant insectoid. Like these things are just gnarly monsters that just want to kill. And it's down to the last person on this mission, and she finds out she's pregnant. So she's like, now I got to protect myself and I got to do this. It's horrible spot to be in, but she perseveres. And it is the back half of this issue. Like the series has been really good, but is the back half of this particular issue that really, really turns it up. It's like one of those movies where it's a really solid movie, but when that plot twist hits at the end, you're like, oh yeah,
that's what that is.
Choices. So good. Really enjoy it.
Slow clap. I do like that. Okay, so with this one, I did not finish the Cult of Dracula series, but it didn't stop me from enjoying this.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is this one, the way it's constructed?
Yeah,
anybody can just jump in, and you're like you figure out pretty quickly it is a vampire apocalypse, and human, and the wording, like when they're discussing how to properly advertise and propagandize their activities.
That was probably my favorite part, to look at this as a total campaign, right? Like to suggest that in order to do this effectively, right, how we talk about it has to match up with what we want them, the cattle, to see this as. Like we can't just be like, it's an invasion. No,
it's a liberation.
It's a liberation. Okay. This isn't rioting. This is protests. That's like, it was so many different things. I was like, wow.
Like that's these guys really, super thought out, and
it's very well thought out. Okay, so
2 books this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as a continuation, do we know how long like this whole thing is gonna last? Like, are we talking trilogy here?
I think it's a trilogy. I think that's what they're shooting for.
Okay,
because oh my gosh, being able to read a story about vampires that isn't a teen young adult romance or something like that, like these
where they sparkle.
like they're taking back the monster, like actively saying, you know what, this is what they're predators. They are at a higher level than we are, and why not make a freaking, if the Matrix can have human heat farms, vampires can have hemoglobin.
Yeah.
Globins.
They called them farms, right? That was like the term. Like, no. They're not camps. They're farms.
They're farms.
Farms. Just to make it sound better. You're like, no. You're not cattle for us. You're just organic people. Isn't that wonderful? You're organic.
Yeah. I bought it. I was like, all right, heck yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah. Let me just go ahead and take of my vein, if you will. I'm pure level. Like, let's go. All right. So, what would be first on my acrylic choice? Good Boy #2 from Source Point Press.
Yeah.
This one obviously takes the John Wick angle, flips it where it is the dog that is the killer. And what I appreciate is that it's not a note for note like reprisal of John Wick. There are certain things that are a bit different, things where whether that's for legal reasons or just creative expression, it's not beat for beat. And I really appreciated that. Like, I was really afraid that we were going to get something that was, lack of a better word, dogmatic in terms of its presentation, but I know I couldn't help it. I couldn't think of another word. I'm sorry. But it works out really, really well to establish all these different, levels of contention, these antagonists. I don't know how my man's going to get out of this. Flint Spark is I feel like he's looking down the barrel of a gun right now, and I don't know how he's going to get out of this next one. So I'm on board for issue 3.
Yeah, it's really, really good. That was one of the ones I had trouble putting back on the shelf.
I understand that. Right. I definitely understand it. I do got to give a shout out to the creative team, Garrett Gunn and Christina Blanche. You guys wrote a hell of a book, and Kit Wallace did art and colors, and fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
All right, my final book this week, Cross to Bear #3 by AfterShock.
Nice.
So, this is the story of a secret society that has kept humanity safe from vile creatures of the night, attacks from secret other shadowy government organizations. And in this particular story, they messed up.
Yep.
Jack the Ripper was killing, and they couldn't stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Jack's now in the States. So it's the job of two brothers, one who is a part of the organization,
right,
and one that left the organization to find happiness. Yeah, they now have to track down Jack the Ripper in the Wild West.
That alone, you're like, that's the pitch. Yes.
Done. Like it's sold. One of my favorite parts is like the fact that it really is these two estranged family members that do care for each other, and they do have the same goal. They just one views it as like, we crossed the line. Like, whatever we were thinking we were doing, we went too far. And the other one doesn't have that life experience yet. And so you got that. And then you've also got Jack. And they keep, it's like a really good horror, like monster movie, where you get hints of the monster, a little bit here, a little bit there. You don't see it full on monster action. And what they're doing is doing that build up, a little bit more Jack. A little bit more Jack in this issue. Issue 4 is when the one I'm like, okay, that's where we're really going to see our really first true interaction.
Right.
Oh, so good. I'm such a sucker for Weird West stories and like secret organizations. And then when the tentacle people in the sewer getting shot, that was good stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say like that. What else do you need in order to enjoy a book? That is literally what you want.
That's my Flintstone vitamins right there. I'm in.
I love it. Okay, so my last 2 books are both fairs from DC. The first one, of course, is The Human Target, book 3. Jeez. I mean, who doesn't Tom King work well with, right? Tom King's writing, Greg Smallwood. Here's the thing. Okay, so a big proponent for this one is Guy Gardner. Do you love Guy Gardner? Do you hate Guy Gardner? All of these things will be doubled down on in this book. As Chase is trying to figure out who is it that attempted to poison him by way of trying to poison Lex Luthor. And the clock is ticking. He's got 9 more days before this poison kicks in, kaputs him, like he's done. And it's taken him through a who's who of Justice League fare in order to try to figure this out. Obviously, what brings Guy Gardner on? The fact that Chase is kind of piling around with Ice, Guy's long-term love interest.
Yeah.
And Guy don't like that. Guy don't like that at all. So yeah. It's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
But there's a move at the end. Chef's kiss. Mwah. That's how you deal with Guy Gardner. Right there. That is the way. Okay, so Superman Action Comics, 1038, Mongols Rule. This one, Johnson, Mendonca. Okay, so Superman and his Authority team have tried to take on Warworld, and it don't work.
Yeah.
Doesn't go as well as they wanted to. And the end result, you've got Superman trying to use his best superpower, which is not super strength, super speed, or heat vision. It is hope. And the one place that might be hopeless. So yeah, that book, it tugged on all the heartstrings. Highly recommended. Philip Kennedy Johnson has been killing it this year a lot anyway. So what a great way to wrap this one up and take us into what I'm calling it's got to be part of the agenda. 30th anniversary of the death of Superman is on the horizon, and I feel like this is going to lead into something like that.
They're 100%. Yeah, they're setting it up perfectly because what they're doing with John Kent is amazing.
Yeah,
like they're not just kind of shoehorning in a derivative character that they're like, oh yeah, he'll take over, but it's like an actual rounded out person that just happens to be in a comic.
Right.
And I cannot.
Perfect build up. It's
going to happen. Something's going to take Clark out, and I'm 100% on board with a short fill in of his son.
Yeah. For however long that lasts. So, oh man. Great books to end 2021 on. Here's to 2022, and just around the corner, literally episode 400 of Black, White, and Red All Over. So obviously, we hope that you guys have enjoyed what we're giving you, and if you do enjoy it, click the thumbs up because we need that validation in life. And as always,
every week we bring this to you. So hit subscribe and hit the bell, and you will always know when your newest Black, White, and Red All Over is waiting for you.
That's right. And I can't wait to shoot episode 400 with you guys.
Yeah, that's only
400 episodes, man. It's just crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm super excited and I love it. Till next time, we will catch you guys later. And as always, read some good books.